I finished Assassin's Creed Shadows Platinum in about 50 hours, and I want to talk about what it's like. You know, how the good parts, the annoying bits, and that one trophy just held everything up for a very long time for me. You know, I'm speaking as someone who played through the story, collected the gear, and chased down extras, so this is less of how to and more of an honest take on the whole experience of going for that Platinum trophy within Assassin's Creed Shadows. Now, playing Shadows felt obviously familiar, and maybe even in some of the good ways. You switch between the two different leads, a nimble shinobi and a heavier samurai, and the game leans into those differences without making either feel gimmicky, and some extent at least. You know, that balance kept the run fresh at least. You know, some of the missions wanted careful stealth considerations, others wanted to feel more of a weight of a big blade that you just go rushing in. Now, the world itself stuck with me. I personally felt that the characters and small moments were indeed memorable and kind of make you see and replay some of the scenes that just to see how those other side missions and side objectives would have actually gone ahead and in terms of its interactions. Now, what's important to me, if the story and the characters pull you in, the extra time to get those platinum just doesn't feel like a grind. So much so, of course, if you're continuing through the story. But, well, little did I know. So most of the trophies line up with the gameplay you already do. So finish the acts, clear forts, pick up collectibles, and you'll get a lot off the list naturally. The thing that nudges the run into is the trophy mode territory. It's just that legendary gear and a few seasonal collectibles. The legendary items are satisfying to collect. They are a real sense of completion when you start to see full legendary set for each character. And those pieces come from bosses, castles that you can raid, and certain events. And once you've found enough of them, it genuinely feels like a rewarding. Like you've earned something meaningful, not just that shiny icon in the inventory. Then there's also a trophy called Limitless. It is the very, very infamous trophy for me. I had every required legendary piece in my inventory on both of my characters, and yet the trophy never popped. That was genuinely frustrating. You can see the items, you check the boxes, and the game simply didn't register it. I tried the usual restarts, reloading saves, and double checking that I hadn't accidentally dismantled anything. Everything was there. The trophy just did not pop. And when that happens, it was more of an inconvenience. You know, it just pauses the momentum and makes the whole run feel fragile. Now, what I learned is that Shadows ties trophies to online checks. If the game loses connection, or perhaps the connection just, gets fragile, certain trophies can actually not pop. So I made a conscious choice to keep the game connected and, save as often as possible while I was playing through the game. Even then, Limitless trophy never appeared right away for me when I was supposed to get one. I took a short break. Well, it wasn't exactly short since it already was a few months by now. I just started playing different games. I had my own circumstances, my own life, and also then I was going for the other platinum trophies within the other games. And such as other trophy that I got just there before getting this trophy was actually Death Stranding 2. So I decided to come back to this game just to see, and yeah, the trophy did indeed pop. Finally, I was so glad about that. Beyond that glitch, the Platinum run felt cleaner than perhaps even other AC Platinums I've done. There's some slow pacing around the seasonal collectibles especially, like certain rare animals or items only show up in specific seasons, and those seasons can be slow to cycle, but you can plan around it without turning the game into a chore. The main annoyance there is the waiting. The fun part is tracking down the location when season hits and getting that rare piece. It feels more like a patience than a punishment. Would I honestly tell someone to chase this platinum trophy? It really depends on who they are. If you're the kind of player who likes completing everything and savoring the systems, Shadows perhaps is maybe a good way to go about getting that platinum trophy. The trophies I think they're actually reasonable. Most of them go hand in hand in the normal play, and the game is fun to spend time in. Now, of course, if you hate waiting on online sync or seasonal timers, occasional, perhaps even technical hiccups like Limitless actually will definitely annoy you. you can absolutely enjoy the game without going for that platinum trophy. The story and many side quests gives you full experience on their own, but again, don't expect this to be something close even to a masterpiece. Do expect it to be more or less of an average to a good game. Now, of course, if you played or perhaps already played other Assassin's Creed games, you'll feel right at home here. Shadows isn't trying to reinvent everything. It refines and mixes the old strengths with a few modern touches. If you're into trophies, the experience maybe it's worth it for you. Just be ready for a little patience and the occasional tech quirks. And if something stalls, don't let it ruin the experience. Just step away, play something else, come back later on. That's exactly what I did. And when a trophy finally unlocked, it just felt like the game quietly corrected itself. And I'm just like so relieved I can be done with this. At least in the back of my mind, I don't have to think about it. Finally, I have this one last trophy that I needed it to get that platinum for Assassin's Creed Shadows. And now that I have it, I can relax and be in peace. Overall, this platinum run was enjoyable enough that I may consider doing it again, but this is Assassin's Creed. We're gonna get plenty of already, because there are plenty more Assassin's Creed games that will be coming out in the future, and older ones that we can always come back to and perhaps grind out and get those platinum trophies as well. Now, of course, if you're thinking about going for that platinum, you have to expect somewhere around 40 to 60 hours of your focus, and just make sure you enjoy the game if you want to go for it. But nevertheless, if you have already played the previous Assassin's Creed games, then you'll know exactly what you're signing up for. That is, if you want to go for that platinum. Nevertheless, tell me down in the comments as well, what did you think about Assassin's Creed Shadows? Have you played it? Have you tried it out? Have you perhaps gotten that already, that platinum trophy? I'm very curious to see what are people's thoughts on this game as well. Thank you so much for watching, like and subscribe, and yeah, have a wonderful day, guys.